What's up, everybody? Welcome to YouTube Ask Mike. That's right. This is from our YouTube channel. Every Friday, we answer your questions. Every Thursday, we put out a call out to ask questions, leave comments, wise ass. And I might throw shade at you. Who knows? But we like to engage, we like to interact, and we like to have fun. And that's what this is about. So let's go through the questions. I haven't read these questions. I don't know these questions. I like to keep these questions a surprise. Hopefully it adds for more entertainment. If not, who knows? If there's something I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. And something that I think I know, I will tell you everything I know. So let's see. Let's refresh before we get going. Make sure we're locked in. And all right. First question, Dustin Potter, thoughts on the supplement collagen peptides. I don't have enough information yet about collagen peptides because we are currently undergoing a study. We are performing a study on collagen peptides, and we've been doing quite a bit of research. So I'll give you more information in the near future, but I can say it's very promising, very promising. John S. says, I was wondering what credentials you hold as a nutritionist. My friend keeps claiming you don't have a degree or any licenses, and I always try to defend you, but it is easier knowing what you hold. Thanks, big fan, John. John, I appreciate that. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss something that's constantly discussed behind my back by the vile trolls. I'm not a registered dietitian. I've never said I was registered dietitian. I have no aspirations to become a registered dietitian. That is not who I am. That's not what I do. My company employs a team of registered dietitians to which I pay their salary. Our registered dietitians are of the most respected, the most credentialed, and the most experienced of their breed. Registered dietitians are required to have 4 years of undergrad study. They are required to hold a bachelor's degree before moving on and challenging for their licensure as a registered dietitian. Registered dietitians are the only federally and state local agents allowed to perform what is known as medical nutrition therapy. Registered dietitians are the only recognized licensed professional in the field of nutrition outside of a medical doctor. So everyone who claims to be a nutritionist, a sports nutritionist, a lifestyle nutritionist, a holistic nutritionist, a what have you nutritionist, that's not a registered dietitian. That's a title that you can give yourself. You can give yourself. A lot of personal trainers and gyms call themselves a sports nutritionist. And they might be very educated, very intelligent, very good at what they do. I assume that they are, but they're still not a registered dietitian. And the specialty of a registered dietitian is that of medical nutrition therapy. This is the ability, this is the experience, this is the education, this is the authorization to prescribe and oversee very specific nutritional practices for individuals who suffer from a medical condition or disease or are under a doctor's care or who are taking prescription medicines. A registered dietitian is the only licensed professional outside of a medical doctor to prescribe and administer medical nutrition therapy. That's why we have a team of registered dietitians who work for us. That's why I pay the salaries of the registered dietitians who work for us. And that's something that you should also understand. Now, I was always a coach, a sports coach, a strength coach, a performance coach. My personal approach to nutrition has changed the industry. Our continued evolution of my original philosophies and principles has become the most successful in sport. It's not because I'm amazing, although I am. It's because my team is amazing. Every registered dietitian to ever work for my company has also held the distinction of holding a master's degree. So when we have grown our team, we've only grown our team with the most credible, the most intelligent, the most experienced, the most educated, the most legally authorized to perform the very specific skills with which they have proven to be excellent at. But also humans that we would want to come over to our home for dinner and eat with our family and stay overnight because they were so cool. Those are the people we work with. So to answer your question, I am not a registered dietitian, but I employ only the best registered dietitians that many of you work with through our My Diet programs, through our professional athletes, through our one-on-ones. You're working directly with one of our registered dietitians. So I don't hold it, but the company that I founded and that I own employs them. I hope that helps, John. Cody, Mike, the other week, and I'm going to summarize what Cody says here because this is pretty big. So let's try and do it in 2 or 3 sentences, ladies and gents. I can't read it all, but I'm a fast reader. Cody did a 36-hour fast and trained his ass off with long-distance running mixed with weight and steady-state cardio. He then had high energy, so he did a heavy power-style weight session, followed by a 15 or so minute cold shower, which felt him feeling exhausted. What he wants to know is, what's my opinion on using such methods intermittently to promote overall badassness and possible cellular fitness? So, Cody, I would assume that you're in your early 20s. I would assume that you're no older than your mid-20s. I would assume that you could even be closer to your teens than you are to your mid-20s. That being said, you're in a hyper-anabolic phase of life, which is awesome, and you can get away with this, which is why the military typically hires the grunts, the 18, 19, 20-year-old grunts, and beat the living hell out of them and put them in positions that average humans just would not survive because they are in a hyper-anabolic phase. So yes, this does mean that you are a badass. We work with quite a few military operators who have crazy lives, that of which most Western employees or Western citizens could never understand. It's not ideal, it's not optimal, but they can certainly turn it into a powerful strength that the rest of the population does not possess. The ability to go 36 hours without food, sometimes without drink, while performing Herculean events, while performing an entire Olympic decathlon like 20 times over the period of time. The equivalent to running marathons and powerlifting meets and CrossFit competitions and mixed martial arts fights and out and back hunting, all mixed into these short periods of time. I've seen people do it. I know people who do that, and I know people who will continue to do that. That's not optimal, but it means you're cut from a different cloth. And I'm not suggesting you do it, but making yourself uncomfortable is certainly a good thing to do. Zazin says, if you happen to wake up in an alternate reality where all of your knowledge of diet and exercise was erased, what would you do to start over? You own a small house with no mortgage. You have $50,000 in the checking account to start with. All right. I see what you did here. So I woke up. I knew I wanted to be in the fitness community, but I knew absolutely nothing about fitness. I had a home that was paid for with no mortgage, so I basically only had to spend money that would keep me alive. And what I would do is I would calculate my weekly, monthly, yearly costs, and I would pay that up front. I would prepay my electric bill. I would prepay my water bill. I would prepay my gas bill. I would determine how much money I needed for food, bare bones, probably $200 per week. I would plan for myself. That's $800. I would probably do a $600 per month budget for me because the essentials would get wiped out after the first shopping session. Oils and nuts and seeds like that you tend to buy in bulk. So as the end of the month, my grocery bill would get slower, probably closer to $100 a week. So we'll say $600 in food times 12, that's $7,200. I would put that away. Get my electric bill, get everything paid off. It would probably, let's say it's $20,000 of my essential bills. I would take another $5,500 and I would immediately invest that into a Roth IRA. I would put a Roth IRA into action, growing, exponentially growing, on my behalf so it would be ready and available when I retired, because I don't want to work any longer than I have to. I don't want to have to work any longer than I have to. And the whole point of this is to have enough wealth behind us that we don't need to worry about wealth. We can simply focus on our passion. That's what I do. That's the goal, and that's what I would be building. I would be able to break off $5,500, invest that into a Roth 401k or Roth IRA that grows, that will grow tax-free. I would take $1,500. I would incorporate my company. I would become an S corporation or an LLC. That's up to you. You discuss it with your accountant. But I would hire an accountant who, on their advice and with their expertise, I would start my own business. I would become my own business, to which I do own my own business very much the same way that I'm describing to you. With that business, I would set up the infrastructure of healthcare. I would make sure I had healthcare. I would get business healthcare, which would probably cost me as an individual $300 per month. I would get that locked in and prepaid. So I don't have a worry about everything. Everything's taken care of. I have no worry. All my bills are paid. All my bills are paid for a year. And that's what I do here. That's what I do at the Dolce Diet and Fitness Center. We pay 6 months in advance. 6 months, every 6 months. Boom. Here you go. Leave me alone. I don't have to worry about it. I don't want to process it. I don't have to sit there and type it. I don't have to write checks. I don't want to get the invoice and have to open it. That's wasting my time. It's wasting my time. I'm locked in here to a 3-year lease, a 5-year lease, a 1-year, whatever it is. Pay it up front and done. You don't have to worry about it. Utilities, paid up front, or at the very least, there is an account with auto draw taking right out of that. I have the auto draw set up. I preloaded the account. I've set up automatic withdrawal, and I know exactly what's coming out, so I don't have to mess with it. The money's there. This is a debit account. It's made to go. This is, again, what I would do. Now, notice what I'm doing first. What I'm doing before, I haven't mentioned fitness or anything in this conversation. Why is that? Because I can't focus on these passions if I don't have my bills paid, if I don't have food on my table, if I don't have the things I need to be healthy, if I get sick, if I get hurt. I can't, oh no, I hurt my knee. I had to go to the hospital. They charged me $3,000 for the visit. The ambulance cost me $1,500 for the ride. All of a sudden, I'm $12 grand in the hole because I twisted my knee doing burpees or whatever the hell it could be. I have this plan. You plan it. This is what I would do. And then from there, And then from there, in my house, I would turn one room in my house into the think tank, the brain. And I would turn that room completely into the inside of my brain. Every wall would become covered. Every wall would be earmarked to be covered. There would be photos and phrases and whiteboards and research articles and magazines and photographs and anatomy charts and digestive system. Everywhere I looked, I would be bombarded with my topic, with my focus, with my passion. I would track all my data. I would track everything I do, everything I ate, how I felt, what my emotional state was like, what my sense of humor was, the time I woke up, the time I went to bed, what my resting heart rate is, what my peak heart rate is, how long it takes me to recover, what my body fat levels would be, photos of myself, bowel movements. I would track this data in a marble copybook that cost me like 37 cents and track it and write it down and track everything. And then I would set goals for myself. I would set a 12-month, a 6-month, a 3-month, a 3-week, and a 1 week and a 1-day goal for myself. What do I need to do today to accomplish the 1 week, the 3 week, the 3-month, the 6-month, the 12-month? What do I need to do right now to make sure that 12-month happens? I would have that written down and I would follow it to a T and I would track the results. So what am I doing? I'm collecting as much data on myself, living my life, doing what I'm doing. I become my own guinea pig, my pet project, because I know the truth. I'm the only controlled study that is possible. Then I would start reaching out to anybody and everybody that I knew to either help them. If I knew more than them, I could start to help them. If they knew more than me, well, they would most certainly help me, and hopefully that's who I was finding. I would reach out to the local rec programs and school systems and offer to work as a coach, an assistant coach, a mascot, a helper of some of these teams. So then I could go and work with 28-year-old baseball players. And I could understand and how to coach, how to communicate a message to a group of individual athletes. I could look at biomechanics. I could start to see how these athletes develop, how they need to engage, how they learn themselves. I would do that too. And I'm naming all these things that I've done in my career that I know are most effective, and I'm not mentioning anything that was least effective. Of course, I would do research. I would scale out time every day, usually 3 different times during the day, an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and then, maybe 10 to 20 minutes in the middle of the afternoon for hard research, for deep dives into a specific topic that I was passionate about or needed to know. Deep dives, living on PubMed. I would also scale out creative time. Creative time is to mind map, is to just make up all sorts of shit and then try and put that together and see if it fits. That's what I would do. And I would guarantee within 3 years I would be sitting in this exact seat right now. Cam, is it possible to juggle martial arts and weightlifting while training to pursue your career? It is. And going to college, yeah, all right. So I see what you're saying. Juggle martial arts and weightlifting. Weightlifting should only be 2 to 3 times per week. Martial arts, 2 to 3 times per week. Going for a walk, 2 to 3 times per week, maybe 4 or 5. You're good. So Cam, I think that's perfect. Homero, Mike, don't have access to a barbell, but have it to dumbbells, kettlebells, sandbags, etc. What of those pieces of equipment should I use to pack on as much muscle as possible in 2 months? So weighted vests. Chin-ups and dips with weighted vests, you're going to get huge. Upper body's going to get huge quick. Weighted vests, dumbbells, kettlebells, walking lunges, sandbags, great for squats and rows and throws. So, yeah, I would go hardcore. Hardcore, Homero, you got this. Samuel, hey, coach, I'm looking to challenge myself in the month of April, going all vegetable. What do you suggest to replace my meat? You said meat. I know I can use eggplant to replace chicken. So if you're talking about replacing it for the protein, or if you're talking about replacing it for the ingredient, the size and texture of it, eggplant works great for the size and texture. Quinoa, in my opinion, works excellent if you're trying to replace protein. Quinoa contains essential amino acids, all non-essential amino acids, which is rare for a plant-based protein. Quinoa works great. If you're looking for some that mixes the two, quinoa mixed with black beans or pinto beans, you can turn that into a burger patty, which works really well. So all that's hopefully helpful. Mr. Dolce, how are you, sir? Enjoying all these YouTube updates, recently going to prove why you were the best. Oh, thank you. My question is, while doing full body workouts 3 days a week, is it beneficial to do the same workout each time and then change 3 weeks and then change the exercise? So what I like to do is I like to do the same exercise on the same day. What does that mean? I barbell low bar squat on Mondays. On Wednesdays, I will do a barbell front squat, and on Fridays, I will do a med ball bodyweight squat. I'll do that for 3 Mondays, 3 Wednesdays, 3 Fridays in a row, and then I'll do something different. Then I'll do maybe it's weighted lunges, holding a med ball, maybe wearing a weight vest. I'll do safety bar, low box squats inside of a rack. And then I might do high box step-ups, 3 good leg exercises. I would do that. But again, it's 3 weeks in a row. There's 3 different exercises. Monday, Wednesday, Friday has their own different spread, but I would do that same spread on the same day for 3 weeks before rotating. Always getting better, always pushing, always hitting goals. That's the thing. You always hit your goals. You always hit a goal. You never, ever, ever walk into the gym without a goal. You never wake up without a goal. Hello, Mr. Dolce. What are your thoughts on beta-alanine supplements for the MMA fighter? I saw the science. The research seems good, but I got to tell you, I haven't seen the reports of it with athletes using it. Tons of athletes have been using beta-alanine, and I haven't heard one single athlete say it works. So I've never taken it, so I would say no. Liam, Uncle Mike, 3 questions. Do you think it's possible to become a figure model at the age of 35? Of course it is. Of course it is. You gotta look good. So you can't be, butterface and then want to be a model. Is the Dolce certification going to be online for non-Americans like me? By the way, I am from North Africa. Yes, it will be online. We have it, the in-person event, the conference here in Las Vegas, April 6th, 7th, and 8th, and we will be filming some of that for this event. I'm really fascinated with the body weight parameters you talked about. 100 push-ups, 200 pull-ups, 100 V-ups. This comes from Sergeant Muay Thai. How do you program for that for someone that's just coming to achieve those numbers? We start where you are. So what we do is we start focusing on biomechanically correct performance of the motion. We make sure the body is working the way that it should, and then from there, we just slowly increase intensity. We just increase volume. Give me one more rep. I'm happy if you get me one more rep today than yesterday with perfect form. Done. Every day. That's all I want you to give me every day. Just give me one better rep than last time. That's how we do it, Sergeant Muay Thai. It becomes simple. It becomes so easy, and that's the point of it, because we get people back to focusing on the basics. That's body weight movements. Stop with the fancy machines and the fancy cables and all the fancy fucking bullshit exercises out there if you can't do a goddamn body weight squat with perfect form. You'd be surprised. And look around. I mean, ask your family or friends to just do a body weight, do a squat, see what they do. Watch how many pitch forward. Watch how many roll up on their heels. Watch how many ankles turn fucking, inward or outward. Watch how many people's knees bow inwards. Watch how they collapse in the lower back and fall forward. I mean, this is everybody. Watch how poorly humans have abused their body. That's why we do this, Sergeant Muay Thai. If you can't do 100 push-ups, 20 pull-ups, 100 V-ups, and 100 squats, you got some problems. You have some mechanical issues. How dare we start adding load? Angelo. Hey, Mike. I'm down 20 pounds on 3 weeks of shredded. Wanted to add lists, but it's getting in the way of my jiu-jitsu. Is it okay to switch? Yes, it is, of course. You're doing great. You're down 20 pounds on shredded. You're getting your jits in the morning. That's awesome. You're going for a walk later on in the day. Doesn't have to be fasted. Don't worry. Keep crushing it. Aaron Thome. Hey, Mike, thoughts on Greek yogurt with peanuts or granola prior to my workout? I don't really like the yogurt prior to a workout. It's a little harder to digest. It creates a bit of a bubble gut. I wouldn't go there. I would go just what I like to do, what most people seem to enjoy, is going in a whole orange and half an avocado. 30 to 90 minutes before, you're good. B. Doden, what are your thoughts on yoga in place of traditional weight-assisted training when fat loss is the primary goal? No, weight training has been proven to be more effective at fat loss than yoga, than even traditional aerobic exercises in general. Why is that? Because weight training stimulates the anabolic process of the metabolism. Weight training stimulates hypertrophy of the muscle. The greater the muscle mass, the higher the basal metabolic rate becomes. The body is forced to oxidize stored fat for energy unless you're eating in a massive caloric surplus. But training with weights typically creates a greater calorie need than performing yoga also. So that's the second reason. So it's not just the promotion of anabolism and the increased metabolic rate and the further oxidation of stored body fat. It creates the environment that it burns more total calories than performing yoga. Typically, if it's performed for the same period of time, let's not get crazy, that works. Now, yoga is great. I'm not saying don't do yoga. Keep your yoga in there, but you should only be weight training 2 to 3 times per week. That's all. You should be doing yoga 2 to 3 times per week. You should be going for long walks 2 to 3 times per week. You should be going on, something that has you doing, bounding and jumping and scaling once or so per week. Go for a hike. Hop onto another rock. That's what you should be doing as a human. That's pretty basic. Mike, what are your thoughts on yoga? I've answered that. Kyle Brown, what coffee is best? I don't have the best for you right now, but I will get you a best. Kyle also says, my buddy wants to buy 3 weeks to shred it. Oh, sure. You're asking for a friend. Oh, sure. Your buddy. Ha, your buddy. So Kyle wants to buy 3 weeks to shred it off of eBay, which probably means he's going to download it off of some illegal torrent file. But all right. But asking if you lose much strength on this diet. No. So he's asking, do you lose strength on 3 weeks to shred it? Absolutely not. The purpose of 3 weeks to shred it is to prepare athletes for competition. Athletes eat 3 weeks to shredded 3 weeks before they have to weigh in and then compete. If you were losing muscle, if you were losing strength, if you were dropping performance on 3 weeks to shredded, it wouldn't be the most successful weight loss program in all of combat sports, which it is. It would be the worst. It would be the defamed weight loss program because it wouldn't work. That's what 3 weeks to shredded does. AYZ says, Uncle Mike, can I do another round of UFC Fit? Yes, you can. Back to back to back. Because it's periodization. We use a Western periodization model, 3 4-week blocks. Actually, it was 4 3-week blocks that cycle you through, peak you out, and then we reset. Continue on, my friend. Hey, Mike, can bison beef be replaced on 3 weeks to shredded? Hey, Mike, can bison replace beef? Yes, it can. Ounce for ounce, no problem. Jabba says, what's the best way of increasing stamina and endurance? Please give me advice on nutrition and workout on achieving my goal. Yikes, that's a lot of you want me to answer a lot of stuff here, but I will do a good job for you, Jabet. Best way to increase endurance is going for a walk. People don't believe it, but it's going for a walk, man. Just go for a walk. Go for a 30, a 60, a 90-minute walk. Pick up your pace. Try and get farther in the same period of time. That's the best way. Workout, you want to train intensely like we discussed. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days a week, 20 to 40 minutes maximum. You want to squat, you want to hinge, you want to push, you want to pull, and you want to rotate or resist rotation. That's it. That's all you need to do. You need to train with intensity, but safely, so you can keep training. That's the thing. Most people go crazy. They go redline. They go to 100% and try to go beyond. And their body breaks. They get hurt. They tweak something. They develop a cold. There's sniffles or something. They get sick. And then it reduces. They go up to 100, then they go back down to 0. And they go up to 100, and they go back down to 0. No, go up to 80% or so. Live at 80%. Every so often, go up to 90 and then settle back down. Maybe float down to 70 for a little while. You stay. Stay training in that 70 to 90% zone with perfect form. So when we talk about training, we train until muscular failure. We train until technical breakdown, not to muscular failure. We train to technical breakdown of the movement, not to complete muscular failure, because muscular failure brings in cheating, which there's no need to do that unless you're training as a competitive athlete in very few niches. There's no reason to go that far. Because over the long term, you will build a better, stronger, healthier physique. Your PRs, your personal records will always be higher if you keep in that 70 to 90% range and you don't take the risks of going into the 100. Studies have been done on many of the top athletes, specifically strength athletes. Those who go into the red zone typically have much shorter careers. I think that helped. Mike DeLuca, what's the best way to recover? Hot, cold? Do you like cryotherapy? I like cold water immersion. Cold water immersion and infrared saunas are ideal. What's up, coach? Just finished 3 weeks of shredded on day 5 of the Living Lean program. I'm going to the Philippines at the end of the program. Any advice on nutrition while visiting? What should I prepare or pack for the 3 weeks I'm there to stay on track? So I would bring, you got to find, assuming that everything's illegal or legal and allowed, because some countries don't allow it. You got to be careful. I've had so much food taken off of me in other countries because I was like, oh, you take my lunch? Like they wouldn't even let me bring, because I made burgers. That's a whole nother story. Little drink. We're going deep here. 30-minute mark. My goodness. So what was your question here? Advice on nutrition. All right, so you're going to the Philippines for 3 weeks. You're following the Dolce Diet. You're following our online program. You're fucking crushing it. Life is good. But now what do you do over there? I would bring as many nuts and seeds as I could. I would bring quinoa. I would bring oats. I would have those ready to go. Locally, though, you could probably find the same foods, the earth-grown foods, then follow the Dolce Diet principles, which is what? We eat earth-grown nutrients. That's real food. As in season and close to the point of consumption as possible, which means whatever's fresh and natural and clean and organic there, eat it. That's awesome. That's where we want to be. So I think you should be good. Luca, can I become a strong motherfucker by doing bodyweight exercises? Absolutely you can. Hell yeah, you can. Actually, you'll be weak if you don't. Is popcorn a bad snack while at the movies? If it's movie popcorn, yeah, it's disgusting. Jesus Christ, go suck on the muffler of your car for the length of the movie. That might be healthier. But you can actually, we make our own popcorn at home where we use non-GMO kernels and coconut oil and a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. And sometimes we'll put some black pepper on there. Madruccia, people say hair loss is genetics, but there are so many people that lose their hair. but genetics play such a low percentage. What are the main causes of hair loss, and what can you do to keep your hair? You're asking the wrong guy, motherfucker. There is a genetic component. Like there's a genetic component to everything, and lifestyle can express the genetic component. Lifestyle can actually reduce the inclination for the genetic component to be expressed. So that is apparent in people where diabetes runs in their family or heart disease runs in their family, or even certain mental conditions run in their family. It's the awareness of the factors, or the awareness of the triggers, can actually reduce the symptom, allowing the condition to be better controlled, right? So with hair loss, there's certain things that can be done to improve your own personal situation. It might not mean you have long, flowy locks like Fabio your whole life, but it might mean you keep your hairline an extra 1, 3, 5 years. It might mean that instead of full-blown George Costanza, you keep a decent little hairline and a little bit that you can actually work with. That's typically the way it works. But a lot of facts point to, because it happens in more men than female, one of the reasons is because of androgens and the DHT receptor cells in the follicle. I mean, it's something, I'm not an expert in that area, but a lot of it seems to point back to DHT, but I don't think they still even truly know. And I think they'll say that they don't really know completely. They have ideas, but they don't really know, because then everybody would fucking have their hair, right? I would. Not. I actually like keep my head shaved. Mike D, the GOAT. I have one last question. Before the order, 12-week program, and start April 15th. Hell yeah. I work as a field engineer for bridge construction. My shifts get crazy. For example, Monday work 8 hours and then go back in at night. So if I'm doing that twice a week, I have to catch a little sleep during the day, wake up around 8. Should I wake up, do listen, eat breakfast, or just go like I never slept and eat dinner? Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, if it's only twice a week, I wouldn't worry as much about it. That's what it reads like here. So that would give you 4 solid days off. We work with a lot of shift workers. A lot of emergency management teams and military members and service workers even here in Las Vegas. So we understand the shift. What we do is typically say, when you wake up to start your day, no matter what time you wake up, start your day as if it's 6 a.m. in the morning. Start with your list. Have your breakfast bowl, then your snack, then your lunch, and you go through the day that way. That seems to work best to keep people normalized. If you were an egg, how would you want children to decorate you? Asking for a friend. Lil G, if I was an egg, how would I want my friends, my children, to decorate me? Oh, any way they want. I'm sure I would end up with Ariel and Aurora and Tiana and Mulan and Jasmine and Rapunzel and Merida all over me. The Pink and Winnie the Pooh and all the fun ones. So whatever my children want, they shall get, as long as they're willing to work their tails off for it. Hey, Mike, how's things going? Wondering your thoughts on egg yolks and their effect on cholesterol. I tend to eat about 6 eggs a day. Is that too much? The 6 eggs sounds a little high, but I would suggest that you go and get your blood work done. And I would look into this personally if that were me, and I would pay attention to my cholesterol. I would pay attention to my health. I would follow the data and see if there's a difference. 6 eggs sounds a little high. 2 to 3, even 4 eggs per day for most people works out pretty well. Science is showing. But science points the other way also, which I don't disregard that science that said, even 1 egg per day might be too much, but it's based upon the individual. And I think this is what matters most. It's based upon the individual. Some people are genetically predispositioned to have a negative response, and some to any sort of food. It could be blueberries for some people, or eggs, which is a larger group of the population that might have a challenge with. So I would say definitely watch your blood work, get your blood work checked, and follow it and see if there's any differences based upon your lifestyle. Hey, Mike, protein or carbs before workout? This is Ben Pike. protein or carbs after a workout? What do you recommend? What I personally like is I like protein intra. I like a whey protein isolate to be drank somewhere within the first third of the workout. You start drinking it to finish by the end. What does that do? It gets the amino acids into your bloodstream when they're most needed, which is as the muscle fibers being broken down and then the thrashing is over. Just to get a pool of amino acids readily available during that time, to not have to compete immediately with the ingestion of carbohydrates, getting the aminos into the bloodstream, and then getting some sort of carbohydrate meal immediately after the workout. So what we're doing, we're basically just jumping the aminos ahead just a little bit during the workout to get them in, so then the carbs can be more rapidly and more efficiently absorbed also, because your carbs don't have to compete with the protein in your stomach, which would slow down the absorption and utilization of those carbs and possibly even slow down the insulin burst that you could get from ingesting carbohydrates. Now, post-workout, typically the insulin burst isn't as important because of GLUT4 receptors being readily available on the muscles waiting to soak up nutrients. That's what GLUT4 does, essentially. But getting it in, streaming it, that's what I found to be most effective. And I'm not saying you're going to add 20 extra pounds. No, it just assists. It gives the body the raw materials that the body needs, that we know the body's going to need. We just get them there. We get them available, but nothing crazy. I'm talking like 20 grams of a protein, of a whey protein to be sipping on during your workout. Maybe 40 if you're going fucking beast mode. If you've been, you're an advanced trainee. And then getting right back to real food. Somewhere within 40 to 90 minutes, 45 to 90 minutes or so after the gym is to get a meal, a normal size meal, a couple ounces of a protein, a half a cup, of a carb, maybe 2 cups if you're fucking Kevin Levrone or whoever, but ease it back in that way. Common sense. It's common sense. I hope that helps. Sam, I walk 25 kilometers a day for work. Damn, son, it's like 12 miles. My cardio in the gym, plus cardio in the gym, but struggling to lose weight. Eating properly. Thanks all the way in Perth, Australia. Your tips are helping me a lot. I train weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Always different body parts, but Saturday I mix it all in. Sam, I understand. So I think I know what your problem is. Your problem is that you are an aerobic machine, so much so that your body does not readily recognize aerobic activity as exercise at all. So you need to do something that's completely opposite of what you're currently doing. And there's a few different things that you could do. But the first thing I would suggest you do is you train full body. You do your weights Monday and Friday. All right, Monday and Friday, you're doing your weights, hardcore full body. You're going to squat, you're going to deadlift, you're going to row, you're going to press, and you're going to do some sort of core motion Monday and Friday. And you're going to push your goals. You're going to train approximately, I'd say start at about 70% of your 1 rep max. 5 sets of 5 reps on all exercises with 60 seconds rest in between. I'm giving this to you for free, Sam. People pay lots and lots of money in order to get this information. I'm giving it to you and everybody else that wants to pay attention here. We're going to bust Sam out of this plateau. Twice a week, that's it. I want you squatting. I want you deadlifting. I want you rowing. I want you overhead pressing or dipping. And I want you rotating, resisting rotation, really building up that strong core. And I want you to constantly add weight to the bar. And I want you to start at 60 seconds in between every set by the clock, man, by the clock. And at the end of week 3, I want it to be 45 seconds. And we'll stabilize at 45 seconds between every set, starting at 70% of 1 rep. The next thing I want you to do is on your Wednesdays and Saturdays, the other 2 days that you lift, then I want you to focus on intensity. What I would like you to do is get onto a Precor or an elliptical machine or an Airdyne or an assault bike or a rowing machine and run intervals. You need some high intensity interval training. I would probably run you. What I would do is I would just have you pedal for 50 seconds and I would have you sprint the last 10 seconds of every 50 second, just a light. I can pedal and talk at this, no problem. Getting my heart rate up to maybe 100, 110. And then for 10 seconds only, I would sprint as hard as I could. I would probably get my heart rate hopefully up into the high 170s. For some of you, getting it up into the 140s might be all you need because that's all you can do, and that's fine. but it's relative to you, right? Relative to you. Twice a week, I would do something like that. And I would start at 10 minutes. And then on Wednesday, I would do 10 minutes. On Saturday, I would do 11. On the next Wednesday, I would do 12. So every time I went through, I would add one more minute to the point that you got up to 20 minutes of these intervals. Once I hit 20 minutes of the intervals, then I would go 45 seconds of a sprint and 15. And I would bring it all the way back to 10. So then you'd be going 45 of just chill, 15 seconds as hard as you can go, but now I'm only at 10 sets again. And then I'd go 11 and I'd go 12, and I would just slowly increase it that way. And what I would also do is I would change the implement. That's important too. I might do a rower. We have a rower. I might do a VersaClimb. I might do the assault bike. I might get a jump rope. I love the jump rope. I might do burpees. I might jog in place. That's so easy, right? I just gave you all that easy stuff. That's what I would do. I guarantee you in the first 3 weeks, your body changes. At the end of 6 weeks, it will be phenomenal. At the end of 12 weeks, by the time summer hits, you will be just a fucking machine, a machine if you train like that. But those 2 weight sessions per week, every time you walk in the gym, you better add a plate. You better add a collar. You better add a rep. You better, and your form better be perfect. I don't want to see anything that isn't biomechanically correct. You force that muscle to work through its proper strength curve. That's where you make them gains. Make them gains, Sam and everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. This was fun. Remember to go to the DolceDiet.com. We just released our newest version of our online diet and exercise program, our weight loss membership, 4 weeks or 12 weeks, 3 weeks to shredded and living lean, the most effective weight loss program on the market by far. And we just released the newest version, which is sick. For your mobile phone, for your tablet, for your laptop. Take it to the gym. Watch the workouts. I work out with you. I teach you what to do. The grocery list, the recipe programs, the ingredients, the leaderboard. Where do you rank amongst everybody in the world? Where do you rank among men or women your age in your country? All that's there. The predictive avatars that show you what you weighed, what you looked at when you first started, and then what you weighed, what you look like today, because it actually shows you in real time the differences. The forum, which is just about to be released, it is going to be awesome. Excited about that. There's so much stuff here. So much stuff. Exercise database. You put all your exercises in. They're kept for life. You're notified of your personal best in each movement. Come on. Nutrition diaries. All at thedolcediet.com. Use promo code DolceTube to save 10%. DolceTube to save 10% because this is a YouTube video. I'm so excited about this, guys. I'm fucking out of my mind excited. Do you know how much work we put in for this? So, my God, there's so much went into this. This was a labor of love. This was a passion to get this done for you guys in a manner that is so beautiful, so easy to use, and so successful. I cannot believe, I can believe it, but I don't get used to how many people this program has helped, how many lives this program has changed. I mean, hundreds of thousands of pounds lost. It might be past millions of pounds now, and you can go into the leaderboard, and you could see all the people losing fucking weight from around the world. Tens of thousands of people. It's incredible, and it's successful. It's uber successful. I mean, your success, because it works. It works. Every meal, every ingredient, every recipe is detailed for you. Every set, every rep is prescribed for you with video tutorials, over 200 different video tutorials lasting 7 to 30 seconds, breaking down exactly how to do each exercise, plus motivation, plus over 200 additional recipes that can be added into your program. Substitutions and swaps in real time. If you want to change something, press the button. Here's the list of Dolce approved ingredients that you can slide in there. You can see, the grocery list that you could email to yourself or whomever and send to the grocery store. Everything you need is there. This is at thedolcediet.com. I talk about it because I'm so happy for it. We just released it. We haven't done the big media campaign yet. I'm telling it to you guys who are our in-house team, our loyal members, our community members. That's who you are, everybody who hears this or sees this. So you guys know first before we blast it out to the mass population and all the noobs jump in. But they're welcome here. We want them to get here. But let's get you guys in first, get you guys successful, because summer's coming. Summer is coming. Summer's coming. We're about 12 weeks away from summer right now. Summer's coming quick. I tell you, how many years did you know summer's coming and you said, this summer's going to be different and I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to start working out and I'm going to be in shape this summer. And what happens? April comes and goes. Easter comes and goes. All of a sudden it's May. People are talking about Memorial Day. And guess what? Shit, you didn't get started. And usually you didn't get started because you didn't know how. You didn't know what to do. You wanted to, but you didn't know what program to choose. You didn't know what gym to go to. You didn't know how to work out. I mean, should I do yoga or should I go to spin? Should I join a CrossFit gym or should I go to the kickboxing dojo? How should I be full keto or what about macros? You didn't know. You don't know. We know. And that's why I built this. I built this for you. I built this so you can follow along. Hopefully you trust me. We have a 100% money back guarantee. I don't want your money if you don't want to be on it. I don't want your money if it doesn't work for you. We have a 100% money back guarantee. Come on now. But I know it works. I know how great it works. And I know that you guys, because most of you guys who contact me and most of the questions here are all by people who wouldn't have to ask these questions if they were simply following a evidence-based, reality-based plan that was proven to work. And that's what this is, based in science, heavily rooted in science, but shown successful in the real world. It's not just, I don't know, maybe it works. It's the culmination of my 20 plus years of work and that of my team and all the athletes who we've ever worked with and all the programs we've ever put out. That's what this is. It's the culmination of that. It's the best current version of everything I've done to my career. All the performance, it's all the science is in here. Why wouldn't it be? It's like when a musician creates an album, they create their best version. That's what this is. This is our best version ever, and it's so successful. It's so successful. So that's at thedolcediet.com. Use promo code DolceTube. Save some money if you go and jump in. Let me know how it works, please. Let me know how it works. I want to hear from you, and I'm here to help and support you. Right? If you're following it, ask questions. People ask me questions on Instagram all the time or on here or on Twitter. I answer them. I answer every one. Makes me proud. I answer every one. I don't know anybody else who does that. I'm sharing this with you guys. So if you want it, it's there. It's fucking awesome. And I think that's it. So, all right. Until next time, remember, next Thursday I put the call. This is the Ask Mike on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel if you don't. There's a notification button somewhere. Click on the notification button because YouTube now has YouTube Live, and I will be casting live. I will be podcasting. I'll be reporting. I will be coming to you live on YouTube. And a lot of times we get so many awesome athletes who jump in and celebrities. And what we're going to start doing on these live, and we'll make it exclusive to just YouTube, we'll start showing you. Like, oh, Hollywood A-list celebrity here to get your workout in. Say hi. Throw it up on YouTube. We've already had some of these conversations, so check us out. Follow us. It'll be fun. And I think that's it. Until next time, boom.